Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living Kauai. My name is Michelle May, and I'm on the Board of Trustees, and I am a licensed practitioner. That's something brand new for those of you coming for the first time. Well, we want to welcome you today, and we have lots going on directly after service. We have Rap with the Revs. Please join us. We'll start about 10 minutes after service ends, so you can grab your drinks, grab a snack, and we're going to circle on up, and you'll get to learn about your fellow spiritual travelers here at CSL Kauai. And then this week, we have a brand new class series that's going to be starting with Dr. Reverend Peggy Price, and it is Jesus for the New Thought Thinker. It's also different because it's going to be during the day. So it's going to be from 10 a.m. to noon for the next 4 Tuesdays. So that's going to start on Tuesday, August 7th, then the 14th, 21st, 28th. And it's $80 for the whole series. And it's really all about understanding and exploring Jesus the Christ and his life, his teachings, and the application of them in the New Thought realm. So it's just a brand new way to learn about Jesus. And Reverend Peggy, did you want to say a word?
I'm really excited about the class. I've taught this for the last 23 years, and I love teaching it. So whatever your issues are with Jesus, come, because we'll help you deal with them.
Yes. And there is a sign-up sheet out back, so please, on our information table, if you know you're coming, please let Dr. Reverend Peggy know that you are going to be attending. So that's going to be great. And then in the middle of the month, on August 16th, Deborah Vandite will be doing a meditation evening. And that's going to be from 6:30 to 7:30. It's always a treat, really deep meditation. And then we will be having at the end of the month, Thursday the 30th, it's going to be Reverend Diane Decker is going to be doing the New Thought Meet and Greet. And this month it's going to be Christian D. Larson. So, come check out who he is. And stay tuned to learn more as the month goes through. Now, you all received a postcard in your program when you arrived this morning. This is for our annual Sacred Journey. Now, it's usually folks that come off island to attend. However, it is open to folks on island, including perhaps you. So if you want to learn more about it, it's something we do every year. It's a week-long immersion into our philosophy, but also Kauai. You get to really experience a lot. Well, you get to experience yourself in a lot of different ways and places, and it's lots of fun. So this is for you, or you can pass this card along to invite someone else that you think that might be interested, because we have had folks on island join us, and it's been life-changing. It's always life-changing for those who attend. So please, we've got extra out back as well, and we also have flyers. If you happen to have a place to post flyers, we can help make that happen. And then in September, we have a full fall. We are going to be doing flying solo again. There's going to be a new credited class that Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick are going to be starting called Ernest Holmes Now and Then. It's pretty much the basics of science of mind and how to apply them today in your lives. And then kids in arts are already getting lots of sign-ups. So if you know kids, have kids, get them signed up. That's going to be 6 Fridays starting in September. And they're for kids from 9 to 11 years old. All right, well, thank you for your kind attention. And I'd like to introduce Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick.
Yay. Aloha. Wow, you that was a mouthful there, Michelle. You had, but speaking of licensed practitioner, I saw Stephanie. Stephanie, can you please stand up? Stephanie was also in the team that got her license on that day as well. She wasn't here last weekend, so we wanted to make sure that we acknowledge her now. Okay, so we're going to start off balancing that beautiful energy that we have with our time of lighting the peace candle. And we do it at this time, but I really suggest we do it all the time. And so what I know about that is that peace starts right where I am, right here and right now. So as Rita lights this, let's just take a moment to just land in this place and just announce and declare within yourself that peace is the new normal. and staying in this place of peace. What I know is that peace has made itself known right here at the center of life itself. Knowing that the only consciousness is peace. The only thing that expresses God, good, whatever you want to call it, is always at peace. And I know and declare and announce this peace of mind for each and every one of us. And taking this peace and allowing it to just come from each of us out into our planet. Peace to wherever it is needed in any moment, knowing that whatever is required to have peace, that it starts right here and right now. Knowing that this is the absolute truth of life, I just say thank you for this demonstration of peace. As we let it be so, as together we say, and so it is.
So welcome again, everyone. So I'm Reverend Rita. This is Reverend Patrick, in case you don't know us, and you just walked in. And you are in a Center for Spiritual Living, which is a worldwide organization that practices the science of mind and spirit, otherwise known as religious science. Awesome word. That's why they changed it to Centers for Spiritual Living. I guess. Anyway, but it doesn't matter what it's called. We practice a beautiful philosophy, which is really ancient wisdom, made relevant today, which is that idea that our energy, our source, is God, is within each of us, that we practice the presence of God within us, not outside somewhere, but it's right here. And of course it emanates out, and we see it in each and every part of creation, but it starts right here. And as we live our lives from that place, we understand that there's a creative medium, a power of energy that receives how we think, how we believe, and outpictures it as our lives. And so we want to know and live from that highest place, because then our lives reflect that. So that's what we do here every Sunday, and with our classes, and helping each other along this path, this beautiful journey called life. So thank you for being with us today. Yeah.
Well, yes, we're a full-time battery charging, spiritual charging place, are we not? How are you today? Yeah. So who is here for the very, very first time? Raise your hand. Yes. There we go. It's okay. We'll know who you are by your shells. So shall we? Okay. So this is what we know about you. We found out some things, and we're just going to share it with everybody because it's really nice to do it. I know you have some friends that tell about you and stuff like that. We call it rumors, but never mind. But so this is what we know about you. We're going to share it, shall we? And let's go. You are magnificent.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And we know that about you, just like we with the peace candle, we can't have peace without having it here first. So we know our magnificence first, and then we recognize it in all of you. So shall we say it together? I am magnificent. And if you'll look right behind you, there's some eavesdropping going on. Guided by Rob back there. And there are people that tune in every week, and how do we know? Because, well, we see it on the computer, and they let us know that they love the fact that they're off island, or this morning they woke up and they went, I don't think I'm going to drive down to CSL Kauai. So let's turn it on live. So let's say it to them who they are. You are magnificent. Now look to your left, to your right. I don't care where you look. Let somebody know who they are. You're magnificent, Joel. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Magnificent.
Look all sparkly and beautiful.
Okay. Oh, you're magnificent. All right, let's stand up and on our magnificent feet and have our opening song. What's that?
Maria Christina
and Luis.
We are eternal, we are boundless, born of infinite consciousness, by the grace of love. We are eternal, we are boundless, we choose peace all surrender, knowing everything's gonna be alright. We come from and return to love. We come from and return to love.
So what I know right here and right now, as I speak this word, is that there is only one presence, one power, one energy, one source. It is everything. It is the allness. It is the creation, the creator, and all of it. And it resides within each and every one of us in every single solitary moment. We cannot escape it. It breathes through us. Let's just take a deep breath and feel that energy just breathing through us. As we bring that energy today to the service, I know that we just expand. We expand our lives, we expand our consciousness first, and then our lives, and everything in it. We greet everyone with that expanded consciousness. I'm so grateful for the service today and everything that takes place here. I'm grateful for Spirit as it moves through me, as it moves through each and every one of us. I'm grateful for the goodness of life, the health of life, the beauty of life, all of life. I am so grateful to know that I am life and that everyone here is that life and that we are all connected in that life. So let the service begin. Let the celebration begin with gratitude in my heart as we affirm, and so it is.
We are eternal, we are boundless, born of infinite bliss consciousness. By the grace of love, we are eternal, we are boundless. We choose peace and happiness. By the grace of love, so let's surrender, knowing everything's gonna be alright. We come from and return to love. Let's all surrender, knowing everything's gonna be alright. We come from and return to love. Yeah, we come from and return to love. To love. To love.
Yeah.
Good morning, Kauai. You are all so beautiful today. Do you know that? I'm Reverend Diane Decker. I'm a staff minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and I'd like to invite you to take a moment and prepare yourself for meditation. I will offer a thought for you to take into your time of quiet. And as we all just take a breath together and relax into this moment, knowing that we are each here safe and secure and able to relax and let go, allowing the deep breath to just relax our bodies and our minds, knowing that all is well. Immersed in the vital energy of spirit, I breathe deeply. Immersed in the vital energy of spirit, I breathe deeply. First, in the vital energy of spirit, I breathe deeply. From this place of deep, deep stillness, I speak my word knowing that there is only one power, one presence, and one love that permeates everything, seen and unseen. It is the vital energy of the universe. And we breathe it in and we breathe it out. Knowing that it is in and through everything that I see and cannot see, I know that it is right where I am. I live and move and have my very being as an expression of the one divine and vital life. And so I know that this is true about each one of us here present within the sound of my voice. You cannot be separate from the one mind, the one power, the one presence. It lives and moves and has its being as each one of us. And so I breathe deeply of that vital energy, knowing that it infuses every cell of the body with perfect health, releasing anything unlike that divine perfection with ease and grace. I give thanks that this vital energy infuses our mind with creative ideas for self-expression, knowing that we cannot be kept from our highest calling. We are divinely drawn to that creative expression that is who we are. Knowing that this vital energy supports and sustains everything in the universe, and of course each one of us is supported by the divine with all the abundance, all the good, all the wonder of this world is here to support us in living an abundant life in the flow of good. Knowing that this vital energy infuses each and every person, relationships are healed and blessed and made new. And so I give thanks that each one of us emanates this vital energy everywhere we go, brightening the world just a little bit more. Knowing that this is true and that it is already known in the mind of God, I simply release my word to the law of mind and spirit that always says yes. Knowing that it cannot fail to produce the perfect result in each one of our lives, I say yes to the vital energy of spirit, and expressing through each one of us in a way that is indeed magnificent, amazing, expected and unexpected ways. We are blessed. And so I simply release my word, knowing that it is now done. There's not a thing I need to do but say yes to it. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Mahalo.
Thank you, Maria Christina. Thank you, Reverend Diane, for that beautiful treatment and centering and grounding us. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So we've claimed this month as going deeper. How deep can you go? You can go deeper. I know I can go deeper. And I claim that for myself and for each of us, knowing that by going deeper, we're just getting more and more in touch with who we truly are. Ernest Holmes wrote, "While the power is limitless, it must become operative through our own thought. We shall see that what we need is not some greater power, but a greater consciousness, a deeper realization of life, a more sublime concept of being, a more intimate concept of an already indwelling God who is personal to us by virtue of being personified through us." So that's our whole philosophy in a nutshell. And yeah, we don't look for a greater power. The power is all there for us. It's all great. It's all wonderful. It's amazing. It's unlimited. It's infinite. It's everything. I mean, we just have to think about the stars, think about the planets, think about the universe, think about it all. That's all infinite. We don't even know. Beyond that, there's even more. So what we do as we go deeper is we get a more expansive and a bigger concept and more of an awareness of that and what we truly are, which is that. We come from that. Somebody said that today. Oh, the song. We come and return from. We come from and return to love. That's what we are. That's what this energy is. That's what the source is. So I've been really grateful this last couple of weeks. I don't know how long it's been. A couple of weeks for this Deepak Chopra Oprah meditation. Has anybody been tuned into it? Oh my God! If you're not, just get with it because it is awesome. They're always good, but this one is particularly right where I am right now, and it is about expanded consciousness and getting in touch with that and realizing that we're not, like, sometimes in this philosophy we get like, oh, we're going to be like getting things. Yeah, we get things, but we get a consciousness first, and that's really it, because the things are not going to really make us happy if we don't have the consciousness to support our lives and whatever it is that we want. So this thing that Deepak and Oprah are doing is all about that, becoming more conscious. And he said, like, as we become more conscious of who we are and that expanded awareness, we become more easily in the creative process. Like, we get it. It's more efficient for us. The creative process meaning that we think, and therefore so it is. We put the seed in the soil, and the manifestation appears. But the more consciousness we have, the more we are in tune with and co-creating with the universe from that high place, the easier all of that gets, and we don't have the struggle. And the three things they said was to have unbounded awareness. It made it so easy. Working on unbounded awareness, like your awareness is always unbounded at all times. You're not dictated to by what's out there. You are expanding from a place from within. Unbounded awareness, and that you focus your attention on whatever it is you want, not what you don't want. I mean, so many times we focus on what we don't want, and I know it's that what causes all our problems. I could hear a litany of, well, I don't want to have that, and I don't want to do that, and then no, what do you want? Get cleared and put your focused attention on that. And then the third one is to have a flexible consciousness, which I thought was really good, because sometimes we think things are going to outcome in a certain way. And that doesn't mean we don't get what we want, but we get out of the way of how it comes to us, because sometimes we don't recognize what it is, and it's already come to us, and we don't recognize it because we've been so stringent on how we think it's going to be that we haven't allowed ourselves to be flexible and be in the flow of life. So for me, that's all about going deeper and what this month is about. And the other thing he said was, you can't force yourself to expanded consciousness. You cannot force yourself. It is something that happens as you allow it. And so that brings me to today's topic, which is breath. Let's just take a deep breath. What I'm finding about that, take another one. See, I was ready to rush to the next one. See how that is? Just take a moment. There's two types of breath. there's the one that goes on like, it's like involuntary, right? So we think. That's living and breathing us. And then there's like conscious breath that we take. And the involuntary breath, sustains our life, so to speak. And if we hold our breath, we're not going to be able to hold it for very long, right? I don't know, maybe someday, but some people can hold it longer. I can't. Okay, but the other breath, the conscious breath, is the one that I'm interested in. And it's the one that so many times I forget to take. And why do you think, like, before we meditate, they say, take a deep breath and center? Well, it's great for meditation, but how many times do we do that during the day? That is the question. So, why breathe? Okay, breath, get this, guys, it's spirit in us. That's why we can't live without it. It's spirit in us. It's our spirit. And we breathe our first breath when we're born, right? Well, it isn't probably our first breath on this earth plane. We bring that breath with us, and then we take it with us when we leave. And I know people that have had experiences watching people pass, they've seen it. They've actually seen the spirit leaving the body as like a breath. So it's not going away, guys. It's there. And the more we can be conscious of it, the more we can create the lives that we want. Because what I think is, for myself, I'm speaking for myself, and you can identify me with me or not, is that sometimes I'm in a reactory mode. I'm reacting instead of breathing. And when I'm reacting, instead of consciously breathing, when I'm reacting, I'm acting from a place usually of that instinctual thing that probably is in there too from our primitive times, when we just were in survival mode. And so I'm reacting from there instead of reacting from my true and highest self. So, just this week I had an experience where in an email, it can happen in an email, right? Or text. Texts are the worst. Because they're always misunderstood. I really think they are. I do my best not to text on emotional things, to just text facts. But sometimes, hey, I fall into the trap too. But I had an experience this week where I just caught myself. I didn't breathe first. Somebody said something to me in an email, and I just answered right back. I didn't breathe, and I think I said something like, no, no, no. And I'm like, what? I looked back at what I wrote, and I was like, who would want to hear no, no, no? Anyway, but if I had taken a deep breath first and realized really nobody's out to get me, nobody's out to get us, people are just doing what they do. And they're living where they're living at, where at the consciousness that they're living at. They're not out to get me, Rita. They're not out to make my life miserable. They're just living. And I'm living and breathing. And I'm associating with this. And I'm reflecting it, or it wouldn't be in my field. So if I take a deep breath before I react to something, it's going to make a big difference. I had an experience with my granddaughter who was here. She's 14. Wow. I looked at Patrick. I said, are you glad we didn't have kids together? No. I only say that I raised 3 children, but I'm just saying that because I don't think I'd want to do it again right now. And at one time we did say that, well, maybe we'll adopt a child. Well, anyway, but I'm amazed when you're with a kid. What was that? Oh, sorry. We're all where we need to be. I know that. And I have lots of friends who are older that have children, and they're doing a great job. But that's why we're all a choice, right? So anyway, go back to my 14-year-old granddaughter. That's an interesting age, right? And there were many times when I could have reacted, and there were some times when I did. And those were not good times. And one time I sat there and, kind of just let myself think about what happened and let myself breathe for 2 hours before I was able to talk to her. And I think that makes a big difference. And I think we could take that into our lives to just breathe and really think about where we're coming from when we respond to someone or something. And children are a great testing ground, I know. So Ernest Holmes has a beautiful quote that says, with every indrawn breath, we breathe in life. And with every outgoing breath, we give it forth. When we associate our breathing with the very life and light of God, nothing can retard the flow of life through us. So he says, my thoughts dwells not on breath or lack of breath, but on that which breathes. God life is flowing in and through me. So it's not about not having enough breath or having too much breath or, just breathing. It's about focusing on the idea that there's something breathing us that is us, but it's our connection to that source, that connection to that power. And when we get in touch with that, I believe truly there's nothing that we would not be able to do, nothing we wouldn't be able to face if we were in the face of a crisis or a diagnosis or anything, something happened on the planet or something, that if we just took that deep breath and settled that all the aid and all the love and all the power and all the peace would be right where we are. And we are so powerful. We have that opportunity to do that. And we don't need to wait to practice when big things happen. We can practice in every little moment and allow it. But it takes a moment. I think there's a song, it only takes a moment, or something like that. But it does. It takes a moment to concentrate and to allow that breath to breathe through us. So I want to just do, before I close, a little kind of breathing meditation. So just take a deep breath. Just settle. Every breath I take is God emanating through the creation with the living presence of pure divinity. Every breath I take is pure divinity. I am breathing the true breath, unrestricted, flowing through channels of pure receptivity from the infinite intelligence and the perfect life of God. My thought dwells not on breath or lack of breath, but on that which breathes God life flowing through and in me. Take a breath and know I am safe. Take a breath and know I am calm. Take a breath and know I can handle this. So just come back slowly. So just like, I don't know a lot about diving or any of that. I mean, I've been underwater, but I know that we take a deep breath when we are going to go underwater and we're going to hold our breath. But we need to take that deep breath anytime that we encounter something, not hold it, but actually breathe through the experience. And I know that as we learn how to do this, that we will and do delve deeper into that true self. And that's what we're all aiming for, really, is to live that true self, that true potential. So, with a deep breath, I just say namaste. Maria?
see myself in you until no matter what comes, I always remember we are one. May I love all people and not to with all of creation and love, so that grace fills my days and you are all I see and think of. I love my life with you. I love my life with you. I live my life for you. I love my life with you. Cosmic dancer, my closest friend, bringer of joy without end. Cosmic dancer, where have you been? Please come and dance with me again. If my heart opens with compassion and I am complete as I am, to where I need nothing, could only be with you holding my hand. Walk with me, come talk with me, move with me, come close to me, dance with me in ecstasy, all the way with me eternally. Cosmic dancer, my closest friend, bringer of joy without end. Cosmic dancer, where have you been? Let's fall in love again. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. Cosmic dancer, my closest friend, bringer of joy without end. Cosmic dancer, I'm so deep in, falling in love again.
Mahalo. Oh, I'm like so totally relaxed right now. You like that when I am like that, don't you? No, you don't. Okay. So I don't have anything about my granddaughter on here, but I wouldn't feel like a very good grandfather if I didn't tell a little story about her. And I do mean a little story. So I informed her, as all people would, that I have powers and that I can use them instantaneously, at will. Because you all saw me channel last week, so you know that I've got things going on. So this is what happened. We take her to the airport. She's leaving on the 10 o'clock, the overnight thing, right? And so only one gets to go in with her, which I did not know when we took her there. But so Rita went in with her. But before she left, she said, "I hope there's a cute boy on the plane." And all week we have been doing, cute boy alert, 10 o'clock. 12, 1 o'clock, and she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that." And I can't believe I knew they were so cute, but that's a whole nother thing. So anyway, so the little, oh, Patrick. So I said to her, "Okay, you want a cute boy on the plane?" So I went, "All right, hold on." All right, there you go, cute boy on the plane. And then she said, I want him sitting next to me. And I'm like, "Why didn't you say so?" So then I went, Yeah, next to you. And I walk away, and then I have 2 hours to go sit in the car. And they go in the next morning. And no, Rita tells me, she said, God, it was amazing. There was this really interesting-looking boy with kind of orange hair, and it matched his backpack. And it was like very cool, and she thought he was very cool. And so she texted the next morning when she got in. Oh, yeah. Sat next to her, and she got his number. Just saying. So just to let you know, I do sessions all through the week. They're called practitioner sessions. I have a sign up back there that I'm positive is going to be pretty full. That was for Jay. Now, back to breathing deeply. Oh, you know you'll be thinking about it. I'm going to hear that. Hi, I'm Reverend Patrick. I know I haven't had one for 5 years, but I was just thinking maybe a session this week. So here we go. Did you know? Wow. Did you know that we take, on an average, from 17,280 breaths to 23,040 breaths a day? But who's counting? And if I'm counting, then I would only say, if you're counting, I would only say one thing to you. Get a life. Because it's already sustaining you. Oh my gosh. So Madison Taylor has this to say. To reach the depth we wish to access, we must dive below the layers to the deepest parts of ourselves. When I think of diving, I think of deep sea diving and that whole thing, which I never have done and probably never will. But I have other talents. But I love the whole visual of it going deeper and deeper, and that whole idea of having the oxygen tank on, right? And you have to have it. And I think of us as we explore our spirituality, when we go deeper and deeper, sometimes we need to take a break. If we keep going down deeper and deeper, the tank's not going to hold all the oxygen that we need in order to continue. So we come back up. Take a breath. And think about it. Come on, contemplate it. You have eternity, by the way. But don't let that turn into procrastination. That's the whole thing, deeper and deeper. And all week I've been thinking, what is it like? And I also had this very interesting thought, and I want to share it with you. I thought, I spend a lot of my time going deeper. And it's not, and I'm thinking, is that because I'm a minister and because of what I do? And I'm thinking, I said to Rita, I said, we go see a movie or something? I mean, should we do something else besides this deep spiritual stuff that is so important to me? And almost a part that I sometimes apologize to myself for. But it's really important to me this lifetime. I must find out that power that can manifest good-looking boys on planes and sit. I must know what that power is. And I do know what it is, but I know that I can go deeper and deeper so that it doesn't feel like so much work. Because sometimes we're really struggling, and there's no reason to. That's the beauty of it. I mean, when you think of that oxygen tank, and it's always supplying us, or what Rita was talking about, we have that spiritual oxygen tank that never runs out of breath. But we're not there yet. We're still being expressed in this vehicle. And I do know that when I take my last breath here, that it does continue on and on and on. But I was thinking of this whole idea about time out. And I shared this whole idea because, speaking of children, one of my ministries, as most of you know, is my inner child work. I believe it is almost, for me, mandatory in order for us to go on, because I believe that it is sometimes dominating our lives and we don't even know it. That energy that is in there that did not exactly get what it wanted. And I've had a spoiled little kid sometimes running around inside of me thinking, I will make your life miserable until you notice me, till you let my voice be heard. And that's that voice of spirit. They say, be like a child, right? To enter the kingdom. Be like a child. And so I was thinking of this whole idea of timeout, so of course I investigated it. Timeout that was in start in the 50s, I know it was called the naughty chair. That's another self-esteem builder. Nothing like going to the naughty chair. But that's what we thought. And for you parents, don't be thinking I'm judging you, because I am. I mean, I'm not. I mean, so there was this wonderful documentary that I started to watch, but I got the most important thing out of it. And she was saying that though it was beneficial for us to get a timeout, what that really was for is to save us from spanking. And to have that reaction that you stop it, that type of thing. So both people, it was really for the parents, yes or no? Yes, it's for the parents to take a time out so that you can, and it was all about them. But then there's a missing ingredient. And this is where I'm going with this idea of timeout. We all need timeouts. We all need time to take a breath. But I think that we have sat in the corner on a chair long enough thinking about how bad we are long enough. And so we are over there, and they were interviewing these little kids, and they said, so what is it? Well, I'm here because I've been naughty and I'm bad, and so this is my time to think about that. Well, the missing ingredient is this. Once the kid gets out of the chair, you're never going to know why he was this bad behavior even took place in the first place. Because why? Because it's missing one little thing. It's called integration communication. Because I want to find out when Patrick acts up, when my little child acts up, what's going on behind it? Oh, fear of this, fear of that, fear of this. Now, I think that sometimes before communication and integration, we all need a timeout before we start that. But that's the missing ingredient that I work with the inner child work that I do. There is, and I'm not anybody in here, but I know when I've done it, there was an inner child that was sitting in that chair for an awful long time, saying some awfully bad things to himself about, I'm bad, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. That, for me, is not productive. So as I kept going deeper and deeper, I kept thinking of this idea that there is this part of us that if we go deeper and deeper and deeper, that's ready to hold the hand of that part of ourselves that needs the reassurance that you are the best thing that ever happened. Have you ever thought of that about yourself? You're the best thing. Ron, of course, does. He goes, yep, I certainly do. Pretty much every moment. Yeah, but I sometimes wonder when I'm doing this work with myself, and it's a daily thing. I've been doing this inner child work for a long time. When I was a child, I was doing it. And then I got to this part of myself that kind of abandoned it because I needed to do what? Grow up. So I grew up and went off, and there's this wonderful energy saying, whoa, whoa, how about me? How about me? Wow. How about me? It is time that we get out of the chair and claim who and what we are. And that is that wonderful childlike spirit that needs nurturing, that needs holding, that needs reassurance. And that is us. I know I'm doing a project. They invited me for 6 weeks for the inner child work. And they said, I called it the inner you, or I called it the inner work. Because no one wants to hear inner child sometimes, because what that does is it gets you all uptight. It gets you all like, I already did, this is my famous line, I already did all that in the 80s. I got that one down, Patrick. I did. Well, when's the last time you talked to your inner child? Just that? Oh, in the 80s. So it's not about the scolding process, it's about the integration. And I know that for me, I'm diving deeper and deeper and deeper into that consciousness that allows us to say, because that's where all the power is, just an FYI. You think you're all grown up and you got it down? The power is in the innocence of that beautiful, beautiful energy that we call that childlike wonder that's just sitting there going, let's integrate. Let's become one. Let's be with that. And my little boy is just growing up. He's a teenager now, by the way. Oh, God, is he a teenager? That's that part of us that goes back and reframes and does all of that and goes back and says, you know what? I'm not going to leave you. So the other day I had I was starting a little shame spiral thing. Nobody's here, but let me tell you how they are, because there's like that little thing where something happens and then you start going, oh my goodness, and it starts shaming out of control. And I could feel this part of my being saying, he's going to take off again. He's going to leave. He's going to shut everything down. You know, shame alert. And I went, oh, we're not going to do that this time. Guess what? You and I are going to stay right here. We're going to do this together. We're going to be together through it all. And I'm going to tell you something, instantaneously gone. Because there was no, as Brene Brown says, no more gremlins sneaking at you, telling you you're not worth it, telling you not. Time out. Time out. Time out. I think it's time we all had a time in. Time in, my friends. As I look at you right now, I see you. I see you. I see that glorious energy that's just going, me. You're beautiful. If you're going to sit in a chair and I'm going to put you in a timeout, I want you to think about this. Think about how beautiful you are. Think about how powerful you are. Think about how every breath that you breathe is a gift to this planet. If you're going to sit in the chair and I'm going to put you over there, I want to circle you and tell you you're the best thing that ever happened. You are so filled with love that this thing called God had an idea and with your name on it, and only you. Creation said, oh, Patrick. And there I was. Here I am. There you are. Yay. That's who you are. That's God right now, just by the way. Did somebody set a timer on me? I just want to know. Hold on 1 second here. Wait a minute. No, actually, we're running in early today. So my 3 points today. I think they did, actually. The 3 points made today is this. If you want a relationship in your life, call me. You know, marketing is a very interesting thing. And if you think I did this to stir up business, okay. Step two is that we need to continue to just dive deeper and to know that it is safe. What did our beautiful Ralph Waldo Emerson, this is for you, Roseanne. Be not the slave of your own past. Plunge into the sublime seas. Dive deep and swim far. Be not a slave of your own past. Plunge into the sublime sea. Dive deep and swim far. That's what I know for each and every one of us. Namaste.
Okay. So this is our time of giving, and we thank in advance for the beautiful donations that come in every week from near and far that support Center for Spiritual Living Kauai and help us to flourish. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to be starting our building campaign.
Oh,
You
speaking
noticed
of which.
we emptied our jar this week, and there was like $400 in there, I think it was about. That's pretty good for like extra change, right? I know, right? Yeah, so we're grateful for that. So we're grateful for all the donations that come in This center is supported totally by donations, and we have been here for 5 years, and that's saying a lot. So I know that we have more work to do, and we are grateful. And 10% of what is given here always goes out into the world, in either to individuals or to organizations that spiritually nourish us. So thank you in advance. And there is an affirmation in our program that says,
You start us
you
out.
start us out. I know what it is.
Here it is. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life and the world. And so it is.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
And so, in this moment of deep gratitude, I give thanks for the blessings overflowing within this congregation. I know that they come in and through our lives in a way that is indeed magnificent, and I give thanks for those shared with us today. The Center for Spiritual Living is a good steward of the resources that come in these baskets, and I give thanks that they are blessed, pressed down, multiplied, and overflowing into our community in ways that touch and bless all of us. And so I'm so grateful, and so it is.
Our children, yes, right? I was going, wow, we're really coming in early.
Are our
Oh,
children here?
kids,
Here
the
they-
children.
Are there children here?
I know there is.
Okay.
So in the meantime, why don't you tell them about what the practitioners up here?
Okay, why don't we have our practitioners come forward, the ones that are serving today. And we have a gift for you that every Sunday, that if you would like, if something in your life that you would like to, come on up, it's okay.
Come on up.
You might want to focus over there just because the kids will probably come up. I don't know where they are, but if you have something in your life that you're wanting to know more truth about, these beautiful women over here and Rob back there will know the truth for you. It's just spiritual mind treatment, which is just basically changing our consciousness by them knowing who you truly are and putting that word that they speak, which is the power of God, into law. And then all you need to do is be receptive to it. They're not doing anything to you. They're just activating that law on your behalf and knowing that truth for you. So like, for instance, if you were let's say somebody just lost their job or something, we would know that there's always activity, there's always fulfillment, there's always something happening. There's no such thing as a loss. Within you, you can never be lost, that type of thing. So come up and utilize these beautiful people. And it is just a quick treatment. If you want like a session, that we do sessions, as Patrick said, the ministers here, and and the practitioners do sessions. And Miss Roseanne and Dr. Peggy and Reverend Diane and Malia and Stephanie and myself and Patrick and Michelle, who's not up here, and who else?
And Rob is back there. Rob, if you wonder why Rob doesn't tab there, he has his own office. So if you guys do not forget he is there. So he'll be there.
All right, so let's bring the kids up.
And welcome home, Janice.
Yeah, welcome home, Janice. And thank
And
you,
welcome
Sue.
home. George is back too.
Yeah.
Boy, we have everybody homecoming.
And thank you, Sue, for filling in.
Oh, that was so beautiful,
Oh,
Sue. Thank
we have
you.
two beautiful little girls today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am so happy to be back. And I got to hang out with these lovely girls today. Yes. This is Alana, and you know our beautiful Ruby. And today we talked about enhancing our daily life with the freeze frame technique, and I think Ruby will share this now.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a kind of a 5-step focus on how to relieve yourself of stress. So
Take notes.
notice your stressed feeling. Then breathe into your heart. Think about a happy thought. Mine is definitely cotton candy. Ask yourself, what can I do to your heart, to my heart? Then listen.
Spiritual mind treatment, just saying. And Ruby, we're very happy. I don't want to pull anything, but I noticed that you're not carrying something today, which would be what? Your crutches. Yay! Yay, you're wonderful. All healed and ready to go.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So let's give them their affirmation that we give them every Sunday. Yay.
You are amazing.
You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. And we send that blessing out into the world
That's
to all the
right.
kids. All right.
Now that would be a timeout, wouldn't it? Well, that's the kind of affirmation we need
She's
to
so
do.
cute. All right. Are we ready?
We are.
Okay. I think we're ready for our closing.
So go ahead, stand up, and I think you guys are ready over here, right? All right. Thank you again, Maria and Luis.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all out to beating is one. Light upon light, shining as bright as the sun. So let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Oh, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through.
So what I know is as we continue to dive deeper and deeper in this place of gratitude, from this place of gratitude, I thank Michelle, who every week just makes those announcements as exciting as she can. And I know you all feel that gratitude for her as well. So our Malama team today, Angela, and new, but not new to this, is Melissa Mojo back there, and Sue Buckley. And our beautiful, wonderful practitioner, Reverend Diane, who gave us that wonderful meditation and that wonderful treatment. And we have Ron Stover and his team back there getting everything all ready for your little something. And we have Roseanne in the bookstore and Malia in the bookstore. Janice is back. George is back. We're all back, right where we need to be, right in that place, in that sea of gratitude. And our collection today, our abundance counters, is Michelle and Sue Wood. So we have a whole house full of things, and Arlene and Peter, always with some beautiful flowers, always. And our gratitude to those online that are watching, and our absolute gratitude to each and every one of you who show up here, not for us, but for yourself every week or whenever you can. So let us just bathe in this gratitude. Let us go deeper and deeper and deeper and take that time in as we say together, And so it is.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon